I was just throwing my head up in the air. Song, throw my hands up in the air and shake it like you just don't care. Well, I just had a really crazy day. I am running on just like a few hours of sleep, y'all. Quite honestly. I just got back from Taekwondo, and so there's that. Feeling a little, and then I had a meeting in town, so somebody's commenting. There we go. Y'all can hear me? Okay, good. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Debbie. I missed you. I haven't eaten much, so that's my dinner right now. If you don't know, I have a downfall. My crew, is crux, right? Is red vines. Actually, Debbie knows that, I think. She's been at my events. She's known me for quite a while. Y'all put a 10-pound jug of, actually, how many pounds is it? Whatever, probably a 1 pound. I don't know how much. Is that big jug of red vines in front of me? Y'all, you'll lose me. I will be yours. Do you know that meme that you can, hi Tamara! So you know the whole where they say, like you put books in a, see if this works, nope. Where you can kidnap somebody. Give me books, crafting, and red vines, and gummy bears. Pretty much. Okay, I see y'all here. There, the comments. Hi, Tiff. Hello, my angels. I want to make sure that we're connecting here. Give me a second. So I am. Oh no, my fan. Good to call. Thanks, babe. You might hear the air conditioner, but let me turn off the fan and see, because I did put that fan. I have air, and like it was blowing right at the sound. Thanks, Deb. I wouldn't have heard that. So making sure you guys have it. Thank you, my angel. Okay, now you guys need to know Twizzlers and red vines all the way. Wanda, I'm just saying, I can't even do Twizzlers. You give you guys, I bought it so that it would be for my customers. It's almost gone in like a week. Yeah, it's awful. I love it, but it is totally a crux for me. Has that stopped the feedback? That did fix it. Oh, good. That fixed it. Good to know. Howdy, Denise. Okay, you guys. Whew. So I ran to a meeting event that is coming up. It's our fall festival, and I'm part of the chamber, so I'm in charge of the fall festival. I had to present in front of a town group meeting. Yeah, honey, did you finish? Awesome, thank you. Yeah, my G is abomb.com. Okay, I wish that it was easier. Shauna, long time no see. Okay, y'all. I want to make sure. Can you give me your thumbs up? That is priceless. It's free. When you interact, it's invaluable. And so, let me see here. I'm just trying to make sure I can see what happens, and if I glitch, it usually. If you guys don't, this last week, the celebration and mini holiday catalog came live. We have 3 currently going on. So you have the main catalog, you have the holiday, and then you have the celebration, and that makes me really happy. And so hopefully it excites you as well. We're going to create a little fall fun. We have coming up our Christmas in July event. I'm going to be modifying it. A couple of people have asked, so I'm glad to modify it and make it more bite-sized. It's actually probably better for me to not take on more than I need to. Debbie will tell you that's true. You're down with down with Twizzlers. Twizzlers are not my happy space. You're right, Wanda. I'm all about red wines. And I don't know why I couldn't sleep last night, but we're running on like 2 consecutive, which makes so I'm limiting myself to the one I ate, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm limiting myself to 6. Usually I use odd numbers, so that would have been 7, but we're happy. Oh, I wanted to grab that designer series paper, but it's across the room. Let me run and get it. Have you guys seen my crafting studio? Show it's kind of messy. So I'm waiting for boxes for me. There's a stack of some of the boxes, and there's more in my thing. We're still unpacking every day. This here is just, I'm giving you guys a little tour. That's my desk tucked back there with the view. If you guys ever wonder what it looks like, I have an antique desk. And this is our studio. So this is where people stand for my classes, and we hang out here. And so we're going to be highlighting the Ringed with Nature set. Hopefully I have everything I need in here. I'm going to grab a couple of blocks in case they're spread out, which would not surprise me, y'all. Would not surprise me. And I probably need all those ink pads. Let's see what we can fake. Hold on. I was not as prepared as I should be, but that does not surprise anybody either. But I love you for being honest and legit with me. So with the Create stuff, did you guys know, this is kind of interesting, I can't see any comments, this is one of the original catalogs of Stampin' Up! When they first started over 35 years ago. Pretty amazing. In my opinion, I'm grabbing a couple of ink pads just because I want to make sure I have what I'm looking for. There it is. A little discombobulation. You know, I think even Wanda's gonna laugh. She knows. Y'all, this is not a surprise for Katie. I wish it were. I'm gonna balance. I'm gonna turn this around. Hold on. Hi. So walk with me. I look like we have actually a handyman that's gonna help get rid of the conspiracy theorist roof. There we go. Hi. Sorry about that. I had whole plans, but my kids are kind of stuck with notes from mom. Eyes, what mom was saying. So, c'est la vie. Okay. So we are embracing, my daughter did the die cuts for us so that we can kind of hop in on it. The Ringed with Nature bundle. This is amazing, you guys. This comes with die cuts. It comes with an embossing folder. And it comes with Celebration, a coordinating designer series paper. Our team, we have a really amazing national team. I'm so glad you're here, Linda. I do not feel bad. Mine's not that bad. Hi, Stacy. I only see you guys. Is it glitching? Probably because I was moving around, Deb. I'm sorry. Okay. I participate in swaps and events with leaders across the nation and actually internationally. And so sometimes I have like projects midway that need to be cleaned up. But this is over, our studio is over 1,500 square foot with my office. If we were to count like the other, it's probably close to 1,500 square foot, but usable, I have just over 1,500 square foot for my studio. So I love it. It's a blessing. And I'm really grateful for all that God has given us. A praise report. My son, if you guys don't know, my husband's company is closing. So that's one of the reasons we moved. But my son applied for some scholarships and didn't get like a dozen of them because they go on my husband's income based on last year, which sucks because we don't have that income anymore. So he just found out today that with the money he has saved by nickel and diming and the micro works scholarship, he actually has a school year paid for. So God is so good. There's just, I'm kind of in awe when things like that happen, because it just shows that God is in charge. That's all. So, okay, I'm going to give you guys some options of what we're going to do. I have some plans. I thought, why don't we use up strips of designer series paper to fill so if everybody is like me, you have little, I know, Denise, if you have like little 1-inch or 1/2-inch strips of designer series paper in your repertoire, you're probably wondering, like, you hate throwing them away, like I hate throwing them away. So I thought, why don't we do one of my favorite things to do? It's kind of a puzzle. It's more of a quilt. I'm kind of thinking of it as a quilt than a puzzle, because I don't like puzzles. But we will be doing, and then after this, I'm actually going with my team. So our team is amazing, amazing people. I couldn't live life without them. They make my life better. We have some of them on here now. I love my Debbie. Our Denise is on here. Love you too. We have quite a few. So I am working multiple screens. If you guys knew what that is, God is awesome, Tiffany. And so I'm going to show you guys the free designer series paper you can get right now with Celebration. During the month of July, in my BOGO sale, where you can double up your free stuff with a lot of new or maybe used once collections of designer series papers and stamps, set size, bundles, kits, and more. So if you're interested, there is a post on my Facebook page, GettyCrafty.net, or I've emailed out, which I will email again. So just make sure you email me if you'd like to participate. Now, let's turn. I'm going to give you guys some selections. Are you ready? Okay. So this is that gorgeous designer series paper. You can see it. It's called Rings of Love, and it coordinates with the designer series paper. I mean, with the suite, the Ringed with Nature. And I have to tell you, I'm kind of a cheater, and I need something to be easy. And this whole project comes out super easy. So our papers are double-sided, as you probably know. But if you don't, welcome to the world of happiness. Hi, Stacy. I'm so glad you're joining us. Stacy Quevedo. Hola, Stacy. I don't know if you hablas español, but I do. Our paper is beautiful. And we're going to take a few strips of this, and we're going to make a really fun puzzle. So that's what I'm asking your opinion for. But look at that. That's one of my favorite pieces, you guys. I would love to have your opinion. So, sorry, I stopped breathing for a second there. I have a question. I am partial to mushrooms. I'm so glad you're going to enjoy it, Miss Stacy. I love it. Okay, so... Oh, Tiffany, I love you. You guys, we can do on this project a house, trees, or mushrooms, I'm sorry, or acorns. Those are 3 I'm going to have you guys pick. Mushroom. You pick what you want us with today. And you let me know. And we have a really fun card, you guys. Okay, I'm looking. Red vines. Bless y'all. House. Deb's already all over the house. Which I think is I don't know, did I put it back in? I did. Look at you, Debbie. Acorns, Stacy says. Acorns, Wanda says. Mushrooms, Debbie says. Oh, y'all throw down. That makes me so happy. Keep it up. Keep it up by throwing down. Let's go busy. Does that make sense? We're going to be a little busy with this project here. And I like to be a little busy. So go ahead and comment what you would like. Acorn here. Mushroom. I need to get your voice. I'm looking right now. I'm grabbing my... And we're just going to give a quick trim to this subject while you guys are commenting. I appreciate you. If you haven't, make sure you like and share. Thanks, Lynn. I love the mushrooms too. I didn't leave you guys. I just walked over to make it an easy cut, or easy cut. Sorry. All right. Mushrooms. It looks like the winner might be mushrooms, you guys. Mushrooms are really, really, really cute. It's hard not to love them. Especially, we've started a garden here, and we're able to grow stuff without having to like water very much. Well, that's not true. We had a drought, a little bit, not compared to California drought, but actually 550 feet of hose to take it down to my garden because my garden is at the river. So I have an amazing view at the river. I'm debating. I don't really want to die cut, so I think I'm just going to punch. Now, the great thing with this is, you guys, we have a lot of flexibility in this project. Now, this is one of those things where if you have strips of paper and this is all tied to that same designer series paper that coordinates, you don't always want to get rid of these pretty pieces of paper. You just don't. So I want to show you one of the things I like to do that might inspire you, and it's kind of a quilt, which is what I warned you about. Now, my friend Deb's on. She actually quilts like legit, and if you guys know me, I don't have a lot of patience for that at this stage in my life, but pretty awesome. I love quilting. And of course, my cutter is across the room, so I keep walking over there to grab it. I should have just brought it with me. I suck eggs. Hold on, y'all. I hate that. Hold on. Baby. Leave it to me. Okay. So I love our paper trimmer. And so one of the things I want to do, Nina, is I want to feature. Now, while we're having that, you guys can pick a couple other things. What greeting do you want? Do you want love and warmth or thinking of you? Love and warmth or thinking of you. We're going to go with the mushrooms today on this project from the votes. The blessing of you guys voting is I don't have to make the decision. Like, it's you guys win. There's less accountability. Now, if I have a bruise on my arm later, I'm going to probably post it. But why did I get a bruise? Did my husband hit me while I was sleeping? No. It's walking. It's like boxing or taekwondo. It's running into things. Okay. So this is not necessarily a one layer. And take a thick. You need a sturdy base for your card. Okay. And one of the adhesives I love to use is our multi-purpose liquid adhesive. The reason being is this is a project that needs, I'm thinking of you, love and warmth. Okay, you guys keep commenting because I need you to throw down and win. Don't make me make a decision. So if you're like me, when you have a collection of designer series paper, you hate to get rid of the pretty stripes, pretty pieces. I talk myself into doing it on the regular, but I'm going to take this sweet little project, and I don't want to do something like this necessarily because then you have to fill in this weird space. Actually, you know, it's just uncomfortable enough for me that I feel like maybe I should. Okay. So what we're going to do is flip this over, and using the multi-purpose liquid adhesive, I don't put gobs. I just put a smear. So what I do is I put the tip down and I give a little squeege and then I smoosh it. But then you want to make sure you leave it away from the edge. Awesome. Stacy with that warmth. We have Deb thinking of you. Come on, y'all. Tell me what you think. Now this little bird piece. So pretty. I'm going to give you guys a great little tip. One of your favorite tools that you need in your life. You need a silicone craft sheet. Because if you don't, sorry to shake you, you end up with goopy on your table. So what I do, I will take my silicone craft sheet right here, and I'm going to roll that first piece down. Okay. And then love and warmth. Okay, Stacy's throwing it down. She's like, y'all, I'm going to own this too. I have a couple Stacy's on my here. So this is great because the paper is double-sided. You have a lot of flexibility with this. I like that. Look at that, you guys. How pretty is that? So, ooh. How do you pick? That's one of the downsides to this. How do you pick? The great thing is, because this is double-sided, you don't have to. You can. I was talking to somebody else today, and she said she did not sleep last night either. So frustrating when you don't sleep and you need sleep. And it's just enough that you're like, don't be rude. Sleep, come on. And then I often scold my own body. I'm like, curse to go to the restroom, right? Okay, so this is something hard as AI. Love and warmth, thinking of you, love and warmth. Looks to you guys like love and warmth 1 today. So that's the greeting we're doing with the mushrooms. We're gonna go boom, shakalaka. And I can't even say that. I liking fun sounds, boom, shakalaka. Now don't get rid of these strips because we have the other side. You can whip it around and really incorporate more of the designer series paper with each position. So I do it without thinking. Sometimes I just keep rolling, y'all. Okay, so what we're going to do is I want to create this side. So I'm going to take this, and I don't really, this is I'm not thinking too heavy project. Perfect after Taekwondo and not sleeping last night. What I do is I kind of take that there and I put my finger, right? And I'm going to take a little bit of that multi-purpose liquid adhesive. Oh, crackers. I just, like, ripped the paper out of my own hand. Because the paper is designed to coordinate, you can't really go wrong. And you don't want it to goopy. Repeat after me, not goopy. Less is more. Now, one of the things I really love to do, you guys, is I love to have good tools. And our silicone craft sheet is an unsung hero. It's just a few dollars, but you will create better projects having it on hand and using it with your adhesive. You'll protect your surface and you will collect it there. And when it dries, you can just see old glue is there. I can wipe it off. I can wash it off. It's very easy. Then I'm going to kind of and I could often do that if I really want to be I do that corner right there. Maybe just kind of go bend it so I know where I'm going. Just going to give a little shmia. The thing is, there's no waste. This is fixing your and look at that. It's all designed to coordinate, so you really cannot go wrong with a project like this. And you get a lot of patterns that coordinate because it's double-sided. So you just have the other side to incorporate on your project. Take note, this paper strip's going to get smear all over it and sticky. Because it is, I'm going to zoom in a smidge. Because that will happen, what I'll do instead is we're done, I will take this downstairs and I will clean it. I often also use our chamois, our Simply Chamois, to clean my surface and my tools. And I'll show you guys at some point here. And box. Do you ever watch Food Network? I'm a big Food Network fan. And Food Network, Rachel Ray, when she used to have a show, I don't think she does there anymore, but she would have a trash box, and she talked about that, and I thought, gosh, why don't I have that? So I made sure it was on my tape roller or tear tape so that the glue doesn't seep into the cracks. I don't use too much of it, Anita, but yes, you can totally do that as well. So we're going back here, cutting off the pieces we need. And we're looking at this here. We have a lot of variety. I really love this ring piece here. Ooh, where's she? Right here. So I really want to have as much of that ring as possible. I just think it's a great element to this project. But the other side is equally as gorgeous, and it's kind of a mushroomy piece. So I'm going to incorporate that because we're going to have mushrooms on this project. And we're just going to go ahead and lay this out. Do you want this to have less variations? Then what you would do is you would have 1 inch strip. So this is 1 inch strip here, and then you have, these are 1/2 inch strips. That's done with it. Really have a lot of flexibility with the project, and less is more. Always go less. Coco Chanel said, please last till you applied. And so it's, and she would, you wonder why I talk about fashion. I love fashion. But she would take the models as they were coming through and say, what was the last thing you put on? And they would tell her, and she would just remove it. And they always talked about, she had such restraint. And she's like, I really don't. I put too much on, and then I take off that last accessory. So something to think about when you're crafting. And I really want to incorporate the mushrooms. I want to see the mushrooms on this card, and I want to double check which way it's opening. Look at that. You really want to do that. So what I'm going to do is come in here and go like this. A couple different things. If you're a little more A-type, you can come in here and just kind of use your fingernail to impress where you want to stop that line. Or you can have it hang over a little bit more. It's up to you. Right there. I have to say, I absolutely adore our little town. Town life as well, even if it has been an amazing adventure. Not everything has been easy, that is for sure. But God is good all the time. So I love this so much because then you have the mushrooms and you have the rings and you have the birdies. And that. And then the branches over here. And I'm going to take that right up. You can use your fingernail or whatever suits your boat. Some people are way more A-type than I am. And you do, boo. I try not to go to the end. I try to put very little on there. And yeah. So what happens is it's going to spread. That's one of my girlfriends is Jewish, and she's like, do you know what you're saying? I do, actually. My mom here, she spoke some Yiddish when I was growing up. So that was one of those things I grew up listening. I don't know if you know Yiddish. It's kind of like dialect for Jewish people. And you find it in little Jewish communities, pretty much. There's a lot of really fun words. And it's just fun to say. It kind of reminds me of my grandmother used to speak in German. And like, I caught the different words. I never learned German, but it was fun to learn. Now you can see where I've picked up like little adhesives. All this. We're not really worried about that right now. We're having fun with this part of the project. And so you can have bigger chunks, which would totally be easy. Like, let's take this here, right? And so we're going to come up, and that blue is kind of bold. I love it. It's a really pretty combination of colors. Oh, Melody, I'm sorry you're here. I should the box that needs to go to you. You're in the pile there with quite a few. Carol Lee, quite a few people over there. And then there's a bunch in my garage, people who shopped the BOGO sale. I have a bunch of mystery boxes right there. If you guys if you're not on my email list, make sure you let me know. I was telling people on my email list that our bedroom flooded last week, and we did a lot of work, and it looks like we might have fixed a big part of the problem, and that will be amazing if that's the case. Y'all, I could use a break. So look at this. How do you pick? And this is a kind of project you don't have to pick, right? Because it's just so pretty. And again, you're using all of the thing. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Jennifer. So I'm using my fingernail to kind of rub the edge. Come back in. And I'm kind of amazed. I was a zombie all day. Taekwondo like pumped me out. And then I have my lives. And then what I'll do is afterwards I'll eat dinner and I'll fall asleep. And hopefully I'll sleep all night. Does anybody else here have a problem sleeping all night? All night long. Yep, I do. Okay, I like to mix it up. So it kind of reminds me of herringbone. Like if I were to keep going the way that I'm going. So for example, I can come in like so. And then my daughter did say to me, my daughter was 16. Can you believe she's 16, Debbie? Anyway, my daughter was saying that one of the things that she counts as her blessings is our Taekwondo, because she never realized how much anxiety she had until it took the edge off of her angst. And as a mom, there's like, it's kind of devastating when you hear that your kids suffer from angst and anxiety. It's just a hard thing to hear. On like herringbone, like, right? But it's kind of the way to do it. And there's lots of names for quilts, like patterns that you can follow. This one here, you can totally incorporate patterns. You can do a stained glass effects. You can do a lot with it. Right here. And as we build, it's kind of going to be off-centered, but I like that. So we're doing a fall festival in town that I'm leading with the chamber in September. If anybody wants to come and hang out at our fall festival, it's going to be amazing. And so, but we have lots of committees in town, and that's something that is amazing that they're all just volunteer based. And so I love that about the town. You know what it is? This little edge here bugs me. I feel like I'm holding you guys hostage. A few minutes and I was a little discombobulated, but I appreciate your patience and joining the adventure of Jamie. One of my friends, strip quilt. Is that what this is called? Yep, she's 16. Did you know that? I think you did. She just fell in love with different people, and Debbie was one that. Did I mention the blessing that we had today about my son? I mentioned I started it. I don't know if I finished it, but my son was awarded the micro scholarship, and answered with my husband's company. We've taken so many pay cuts. So with that, my son had the exact amount he needs from working multiple jobs, and he's able to pay for, with micro paying for half, and his working and saving, he's got money that he needs to pay for his year at trade school. And we are just so proud. We're proud of our children. I'm in awe of the people that God gave me to help raise. They're pretty stinking amazing. And that is not. But I try. Just a little bit there. And I like that pop up there. If this is called a strip quilt, I think it's so pretty. Maybe you want to use less pattern, or maybe you want to use more. When you have a designer series paper, we have 12 designs that are double-sided. So it's really 24 designs, or is it 6 and doubled? Yeah, that tells you how bright I am right now. But you have a lot of beautiful flexibility with how that will come out. And I really want the ring there. So what I want is that ring right there. And my kids are hard workers, and it's humbling to know that they're such good people. They are not perfect by far, but it is humbling. 12 double-sided. Thank you, my love. So you have just so much flexibility, and all of it's designed to coordinate. Now we're going to create a window out of this. Just that little corner, and I want a pop of color there, so I'm just going to put a little dot. And I am far from as talented as my children. They blow me away with all that they are. I walked in when we were touring the campus that my son will be joining for airline mechanic, and I was in awe. Like, I love mechanical stuff. I like taking things apart. I think that's why some of my kids think kind of like I do. It's our dyslexia or whatever. But I was like, I want to do this. My son's like, you can't take our job. Like, stop it, Mom. I was like, what? I can totally play. So as you're going, this is kind of mindless work if you just do. And in the mindlessness, you can actually focus on all these strips, and you're just focusing on a simple task. It's really good for your brain. Now, if you want to elevate this, what you can do is, if you wanted to go with a cohesive, like additive, you could have sponged each level of this to create like a layer in between. That takes a lot more focus than I really have right now. But it's amazing. So I would take a neutral, probably one of the darker browns, like maybe the soft suede, and I would have done all of the edges in it. So when I laid them down, it looks like there's a seam in between each one. And that's really the amount of love that you want to pour into your project. Honestly, you could put, there's like multiple levels of crafting. I don't know if you guys know this. 2 each of 6 patterns. Oh yeah, thanks, Deb. But there's a lot you can do with like elevating it. And I really love the blue. Let's see if I have a little bit more of that. There's one right there. I don't want to copy, but I do want to incorporate, like here. I kind of like the splatter, and I want this part to be done. And so there's a town grouch contest, you guys, in my town. And when you come into my town, it says 1,104 happy people and 4 grouches. And so the town grouch is kind of a badge of honor, and most of the guys really aren't that grouchy. But I just think it's the cutest thing. And my friend Monique was here from California, and she was giggling at the signs that we had, and just the quaintness of a small town. She'd never seen, there's an Amish, a former Amish, they left the Amish faith, and they opened up a grocery store, the Mennonite now. So there's this tiny little grocery store nearby that she was kind of in love with. Now, this is a beautiful quilt work. If you wanted to elevate this, a couple things you could do is, if this was just a card front, you can then take this piece and emboss it in your die cutting and embossing machine with a folder, and it would have a more quilted like look. It would have a more fibrous feel to it, right? I don't really want to do that because I don't have a lot of time, and I have a second live that I'm doing tonight afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this punch right here, and I have to pick where I least want. Like, goodness. How do you pick, my friends? I really want to incorporate at least one of those birds there. Ooh, maybe. I don't want to go in the middle because that's usually, okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Save this. Use it on another card. Honestly, you can have a lot of fun with that. That is so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. Now we have a window. And with that window, you need a pencil. Now, I'll give you a secret. You are worth a lot more than you think. But one of the things I like to have is fancy pens and fancy pencils. Silly, but true. I'm going to go very lightly kind of in here, right? With spasmed. It did. Maybe or maybe not. But I'm just creating a little window here. Okay. And there was this great, her name is Helen Athens, and she's a Southern belle, and she is one of the most beautiful women you'll ever meet. She made these elaborate cards, and her insides were decorated even more than her outsider card. And she said the beauty with that is that she had less to write. So what we have is a little heart right here. That's our window. I use the reason I was telling you that, it's a very fancy pencil. It's for drafting. And I just love it. It makes me feel fancy and it feels slick on the hand. It's really, little things can make you feel fancy, right? And you really want to do that. Now, we're going to decorate the inside of this card. And what was popular was the, here we go, love and warmth. And I'm going to stamp that with the evening evergreen. Do we have evening evergreen on this? You know, we really don't. I'm going to do Poppy Parade. I'm going to do those bright red. I want this to be a bright and bold card. Hi, Patricia. Are you loving this, Anita? I do too. If you guys ever saw, my friend Deb has the most elaborate craft room. It's so organized and it's just almost what I would call sexy for a crafting room. She knows it. Okay. So this is my Simply Chamois. It's extra wet right now, y'all. So I usually have squeezed it out, but I just asked my kids to bring it. I use it just to stamp and clean my projects in between. But these are also really good at cleaning your surfaces because it's a microfiber. This is overly soaked, but I keep it in a case just like this. This is one of our cases, and I keep multiple of them around. I do love that heart cut out, Denise. I do too, actually. Okay. Overly wet. So be careful when you're using a project because a couple things. This is wet now, so we want to make sure we don't do that. Second, we are stamping inside of this card right here, and it's going to go wrong. The great thing is I can cut right here and put that on another card and redo this over. But I'm pretty decent at like stamping it. So I cleared this off. It had on it the browns, like the soft suede. To my Poppy Parade ink pad. So I'm going to come up. Love and warmth. Now we want this bold, bright, really fun and festive little card. It does make it pop, Linda. I like it a lot as well. Thanks, you guys. Hi, Amy. And so a lot of my clear blocks are just in here, y'all. I want to clean them, but I don't want to keep this wet. Okay. Then these little mushrooms are also the bottom of the acorn. So you have a lot of flexibility with that. This is a loaded stamp set. You guys, it's just fabulous. And it makes me so happy. So happy. I'm kind of easily pleased, quite honestly. Well, depends on who you ask. Not my son. He will not tell you that I'm easily pleased. Sure. Okay. Another great tool you need to have on hand when stamping with photopolymer is our Pierce mat. That is really important because you're going to get a better resolution. Now, I kind of like the idea of the mint mackerel here because it is such a soothing, like minty sage color. And sage is, do you love the card, my love? I'm so glad. Sage is actually one of my favorite spices. I love a sage butter. My husband does not care for it. He'll tell you that it's not Italian. Like, I had that for our wedding. He was like, that is not Italian. My family will not tolerate it. And then I talked to all his aunties, and they were like, is zia Italiano? And they were like, we love sage butter. I was like, dude. He's like, no. He's got lots of opinions, my husband. Don't they all? Don't we all have lots of opinions? So these remind me of great little gumdrops. Talk about fun. With this, you could do a whole gumdrop like theme. Then I'm grabbing the stems. I'm grabbing soft suede. We're done, you guys. This is going to be a dynamic card used out of your scraps. And then when you're using watercolor, remember to stamp on the pierce mat. I'm standing above it, so it's kind of hard for me to see if I've lined up. Oh, that is so cute, you guys. Right there. How sweet is that? Y'all, I am so happy with it. What do you think? Please tell me what you think. Now, grab your eraser and erase your little bubble. Right? Right. Sometimes ink erasers will leave a pink smear behind, and you don't want that. Now, I love a little bit of love. Because we've incorporated love into this, I'm going to grab our little heart. I have a funny story for you. The first time photopolymer came out, my first stamp set, my son was doing dishes, and I had it sat over in the kitchen area to get cleaned. And he put it in the sink and then couldn't see it and garbage disposaled it. Yes, he did. Okay, so let's just take this up a little notch. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be so cute when you close the card. And then so he was like dumbfounded. He was like, what do you mean I garbage disposaled a stamp set? It wasn't red, because he was used to the red rubber. So that was funny. Okay, are you guys ready to see? Here's our window. Love and peekabooing. Mail this. If you were to, or if you want to mail it, a couple things you can do. Remember that extra heart that we had up here? Ooh, where did it go? Girl. Oh, here it is. Place this on the envelope and put that inside of a clear envelope and mail it. Our clear envelopes are designed to go over the regular envelope, if you didn't know that. It's pretty amazing. You can also slip it, clean all this back here. It's just a matter of doing this, you guys. Like rub-a-dub-dub. And I'm a texture person, so if it was going to bug me, this doesn't bother me. Like, it should not bother you too much. Right? There you go. And it's not on your work surface, just there. So you can do something like this and then put a note. I love gift wrapping. Do you love it, Melody? I love gift. Is it so pretty? Beautiful card. I love the gift wrap. So when you can give somebody what is to come, something that what is to come, you can put it on the envelope, put it inside of a clear envelope, and then when they open it, there is here. Did you know you could mail art? Yes, you can. So our clear envelopes are sold where the envelopes are sold. And this is regular. I'm grabbing white. Right? So this is designed where it can go inside of the envelope. So you can write the address of where it is and put this here. And all you have to do is take it and have it hand like run through, and they will do that at the post. No extra charge. There's no charge for that, just so you know. But do you know that you could mail the card just like this? I have done this before, and everybody, like the postman, my postmaster is a friend of mine now. Of course she is. But I do this periodically, and she's so in love with it. And then I put their address on the back of the card, or you can put a piece of paper with that in there, the postage and all that. And so they love that. And you can mail it just like that. So when you purchase a card and it's in one of these clear envelopes, don't get rid of it. Use it, you guys. Imagine everybody who sees this across the United States. The postman, the people in the processing center, just everybody who sees it is going to love this beautiful card, and it's just going to keep spreading love and warmth everywhere you go. And then your greetings are all tucked away, and it mails just normal. This is the inside. I love it, you guys. I hope you. Hi. So, hopefully you're just as happy as I am with how pretty this came out. This paper is free right now with a minimum purchase of $50 or more. And just think, with this, you could make hundreds of cards in your spare time watching television. Just have like a lap table. Always put something to protect your surface. We sell grid paper. I recommend you get it. It's a pad of 100. You can use them up till they're dead and then flip them over. You can just keep using and abusing and then throw it away. But this makes me happy. And when they open it, they're just going to be so surprised that you did something like this. And they don't know that it's the strips. They don't know that it's your throwaway. It's just so much fun. I hope this brought you some love and warmth. I'm going to pick, oh goodness. I would pick somebody. I'm so far in behind in mailing my people stuff that I don't want to promise you this and not be able to give it to you because I'm really behind. Not intentionally. But I love you. So, thanks for joining. Please like and share this video if you haven't. And grab your own Ring Divination. This will be on my blog tomorrow morning at gettingcrafty.net. That's gettingcrafty.net. Stacy Boo, I'm so glad. And then check it out tomorrow. You can join our Christmas in July retreat. It'll be virtual, live, and recorded. So you can't miss out on the fun that we have. And you can join from anywhere in the United States. I think so, Tiffany, that the mushrooms came out really nice. That little mint mushroom on the inside with that red, super fun. And then all the coordinated patterns and colors. I have a second live for our Getting Crafty family. If you would like to join the world's best team and grab the best discount on your stamping, right now is the time to do so. There's bonuses when you sign up with Stampin' Up. Thank you. $100 value. Stamp set and planner and all kinds of great stuff, and it's gorgeous, and I'll be doing a video on that as well, as long as I have my energy and focus. And so our team is amazing, some of the most amazing women in the world, and I just love them, and I would love to have you join us. We have bonus lives, and this is our monthly meeting, so we have people from across the United States joining, and we're having fun together. Thanks for joining me tonight. God bless you. Have a great evening. And if you create this, I have a Facebook group called the Getting Crafty Stampers. I would love it if you posted this in here so that we can see what you've created with your strips. So joining me. I have to sign out. Yep, that's it. Have a great evening, you guys. God bless. Have a good evening.